Chapter 140, What of the God of War? As Lu Tianqian's words echoed, Lu Wuti raised his hand in a commanding gesture. In the next moment, several soldiers with rifles swiftly surrounded Wu Fong. The icy muzzles of their guns were pointed at Wu Fong. He Ming roared, "Are you seeking death? How dare you, a mere War Department god of war, treat him like this? What did you say? Who is he?" Lu Wuti slowly turned his head, looking towards the two men. In an instant, Lu Wuti's expression shifted from pride to cowardice, ultimately yielding. It's you." In an instant, Lu Wuti's breath became heavy. "It's me," Wu Fong declared. "I remember you, and you should remember me too, right?" In an instant, Lu Wuti became tongue-tied. His impression of Wu Fong was deeply ingrained. Though to this day, he still didn't know Wu Feng's identity. But Lu Wuti distinctly remembered his immediate superior, Wan Tianhu, treating this person with utmost respect. To aid this individual, Wan Tianhu mobilized the entire War Department. He directly annihilated the Huang family, who had attempted to capture Wu Fong, causing their downfall overnight. And it was during that time that Lu Wuti remembered this person. Yet, it wasn't until today that he learned his name was Wu Fong. "Wuti, what's wrong?" Lu Tianqian noticed Lu Wuti's emotional shift and hastily inquired. Lu Wuti waved his hand, signaling his subordinates to lower their guns. "What are you doing? Are you afraid of him?" Lu Tianqian looked baffled at Lu Wuti. "Who gave you the courage to point a gun at me?" Wu Fong slowly spoke, his gaze fixed firmly on Lu Wuti. Thud. Lu Wuti knelt down unexpectedly. At this moment, everyone was baffled. "Mr. Shi, I'm sorry. It was my negligence not to recognize you." Lu Wuti knelt on the ground, slapping himself. Clap, clap, clap. Lu Tianqian was bewildered, while Lu Baldi's eyes were nearly popping out of his head. All of this was simply inconceivable. Why did Lu Wuti suddenly kneel down? And why was he even slapping himself? No one understood, and no one comprehended. Wu Fong slowly walked to the front of the table and sat down with a thud. In an instant, everyone felt an invisible pressure. Indeed, at this moment, everything was under Wu Feng's jurisdiction. This was something that required no questioning whatsoever. Wu Fong spoke. "Who just mentioned abolishing me?" I. Lu Tianqian faltered, his speech becoming somewhat incoherent. Lu Baldi, unwilling to accept this, ran up to Lu Wuti. "Lu Wuti, what the hell are you doing? Get up!" Lu Wuti shook his head. "Baldi, our Lu family has lost." "What?" Lu Baldi was puzzled. "Aren't these soldiers all under your command? How have we lost?" Lu Wuti shook his head, but remained silent, evidently feeling helpless as well. Thud. Lu Baldi sat down abruptly on the ground. If even Lu Wuti couldn't handle it, then the Lu family was truly finished. "What kind of person are you?" Lu Tianqian stared at Wu Fong with a horrified expression. "I am who I am. I am called Wu Fong." Wu Fong smiled, devoid of any hostility. "Lu Tianqian," stuttered Lu Tianqian. Smack! He Ming stepped forward, delivering a resounding slap to Lu Tianqian's face. The hall fell into an extremely quiet state, with no one coming to Lu Tianqian's defense. "You scoundrel, who gave you the right to point fingers at Lord Fong?" He Ming spoke up, glaring angrily at Lu Tianqian. I. Lu Tianqian covered his flushed cheeks, feeling utterly aggrieved. Wu Fong gestured to the soldiers beside him. "Except for Lu Wuti, everyone else from the Lu family should immediately return to the War Department. Hurry, do as he says." Lu Wuti shouted. "Yes." All the soldiers promptly picked up their guns and ran out of the room, descending the stairs and driving away in the armored vehicles. At this moment, the hearts of everyone in the Lu family sank. The Lu family might have been able to bring over people from the War Department, but Wu Fong could make Lu Wuti kneel and order the retreat of the War Department's soldiers with just a few words. Wu Feng's terror exceeded their imagination. Lu Tianqian, holding his flushed face, said, "I won't pursue the matter of Lu Minghui anymore, just spare me." Ha ha ha. Wu Fong laughed. "You say you won't pursue it, so you won't?" "You." Wu Fong sneered. "You won't pursue it, but I will." "What else do you want?" Lu Tianqian looked at Wu Fong incredulously. "I want the same as you." Wu Fong smiled, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Yes. Master O nodded, you're absolutely right. That's the way. O Tai, standing up again, also spoke resolutely. Wu Fong nodded, O Tai, Feifengjie, whoever has bullied you, reclaim what's rightfully yours. Understood. O Tai nodded and stepped forward, taking Lu Wudi's gun and aiming it at his head. Xiao Feifeng was even more ruthless, she kicked Lu Wudi's hand with the tip of her high heel. Ah! Lu Wudi let out a piercing scream. But he dared not move, nor even beg for mercy. Simply because this person named Wu Fong was too terrifying, his power exceeded his own comprehension. Even if Wan Tianhu were present today, he wouldn't save Lu Wudi. Wu Fong smiled and looked at Lu Tianchen, your son raped someone, I'm here to save someone. Is that wrong? This. Smack. Haiming delivered another slap, striking Lu Tianchen's head. That's right. Lu Tianchen shook his head, clutching his head. Wu Fong continued, since it's not wrong, what are you doing here today? I came to apologize. Lu Tianchen stuttered fearfully. An apology should be sincere. Wu Fong sneered, his aura suddenly emanating thud. Lu Tianchen knelt directly on the ground. He wasn't afraid of Wu Fong originally. But when Wu Fong shattered his Lu family's faith in Lu Wudi, that was truly terrifying. Wu Fong smiled, I also want half of your Lu family's profits. This. Lu Tianchen's face turned extremely ugly. Wu Fong chuckled, but dealing with shares is too troublesome. Why don't you just give me cash, enough for 10 years of profit? 10 years? Lu Tianchen's face turned ashen. Wu Fong turned to Master O, with the strength of the Lu family, how much profit can they make in 10 years? Conservatively estimated, they can make 3 to 5 billion. Master O nodded. Wu Fong smiled, alright, then I'll take a casual 3 billion, and this matter will be settled. What? 3 billion? Lu Tianchen was instantly dumbfounded. 3 billion was equivalent to emptying out the Lu family's savings. It's okay. Wu Fong waved his hand. Yeah. Haiming stepped forward, grabbing Lu Tianchen's hand and placing it on the table. Thump! The next second, a military knife pierced through Lu Tianchen's hand. Ah! Lu Tianchen let out a scream akin to a slaughtered pig. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Wu Fong chuckled, is 3 billion a lot? Not much. Lu Tianchen shook his head. Haiming twisted the military knife embedded in Lu Tianchen's hand. Ah! Lu Tianchen screamed again, I'll give it, isn't it okay? Chapter 141, The Woeful Defeat of the Lu Family. After Lu Tianchen's heart-wrenching scream, Haiming finally withdrew the knife. In an instant, Lu Tianchen let out a long sigh of relief. Looking at Wu Fong now, his eyes were filled with fear. Wu Fong seemed like a grim reaper, capable of deciding his fate at any moment. Cough, cough. Wu Fong cleared his throat and reprimanded Haiming, what's going on? Not even a cup of water? Waiter, tea. Haiming shouted, I'll go. Xiao Feifeng got up and immediately went to fetch the tea. Although the Lu family and the O family were facing off at Juxian Zhuang, the restaurant staff had already gone on holiday. Because the boss knew very well that they weren't here to dine. Even if they hadn't gone on holiday, there probably wouldn't be any waiters willing to serve these people right now. In no time, Xiao Feifeng returned to the private room with a tray. She filled everyone's cups with hot tea. Of course, Xiao Feifeng also brought along a pen and paper. This gesture couldn't be any clearer, they wanted Lu Tianchen to sign and seal on the spot to prevent him from denying later. Lu Tianchen's face turned extremely ugly, shaking his head, Lord Fong, my right hand is crippled, I can't sign. That's true. Wu Fong nodded, even if you sign, it seems it wouldn't hold any weight. Lu Tianchen quickly nodded, Lord Fong, how about this? Let me go to the hospital first, and when I return, I'll personally deliver every penny to you. Ha ha ha. Wu Fong suddenly burst into laughter, staring at Lu Tianchen, do you think I'll believe you? Am I not trustworthy? Lu Tianchen retorted, I believe you? Ridiculous. Wu Fong shook his head and looked at Haiming. Haiming nodded, walked up to Lu Tianchen, and toyed with the military knife in his hand. Please, let's talk things through. Lu Tianchen hastily waved his hand, his face pale with fear. Wu Fong stared at Lu Tianchen and said, perhaps you don't understand me. I don't. Lu Tianqian quickly shook his head. Wu Feng continued, I'm a simple person. If you try to harm me, I won't spare you either. Yes, yes. Lu Tianqian nodded repeatedly, this money is to buy my life. Wu Feng laughed, you seem quite aware of that. Yes, yes. Lu Tianqian nodded repeatedly. Wu Feng nodded and said, now, I just want cash. I don't care how you get it. Cash? Lu Tianqian's face turned ugly again. Yes, if you don't have it, I'll just cripple you directly. Wu Feng shrugged, appearing completely indifferent. No, no, no. Lu Tianqian shook his head again, I'll raise the money now and give it to you as soon as possible. Good. Wu Feng nodded and directly handed his bank card to Lu Tianqian. He Ming quickly bandaged Lu Tianqian's hand, not out of pity, but out of fear that he would bleed to death right there. Although the Lu family was wealthy, it was unrealistic to raise 3 billion in a short time. After half an hour of fussing, he had only managed to raise 90 million. This 90 million had almost cost Lu Tianqian his life. Lord Feng, please be merciful. Lu Tianqian begged with a mournful face, 90 million is my maximum capability. Don't worry, I'll definitely raise the remaining 2 billion as soon as I return, and I won't miss a penny for you. Wu Feng held the teacup silently without speaking. Lu Tianqian looked towards Yi and pleaded, Yi, please help me say something. Cough, cough. Yi cleared his throat twice but remained silent. Lu Tianqian, desperate, began, Yi, I was wrong. I'll kowtow to you. I've offended you before, please help me out. Only then did Yi speak, raising 3 billion in a short time is indeed not easy. Wu Feng nodded, so, Yi, do you have any suggestions? Yi nodded and suggested, sign a contract. If you can raise the money, then pay it, otherwise, give Wu Feng half of Lu family's group shares. That's a good idea. Wu Feng nodded in satisfaction. But Lu Tianqian shook his head, it's probably not possible to have such a contract ready in such a short time. I'd rather just sign an IOU. Yi chuckled, rest assured, I've just had this contract prepared. With that, Yi produced a contract. Lu Tianqian was once again speechless, falling into another one of Yi's traps. With the contract placed on the table, he had no choice but to sign it. I'll sign. Lu Tianqian cried tears as he signed the contract. With this, the confrontation between the Lu and O families came to an end. The Lu family naturally suffered a crushing defeat. Nearly 1,000 people left Juxian Zhuan one after another. On the way back, Wu Feng and Yi sat in the same car. Yi said to Wu Feng, the Lu family is cunning, they might retract their words at any time. You need to be extra careful. I understand. Wu Feng smiled and transferred 5 million directly to Yi. I borrowed 5 million from you earlier, and now I'm returning it, plus another 10 million as interest. Wu Feng smiled, ha ha ha. Yi laughed, why so polite with me? Do you want it or not? Wu Feng asked. Yes. Yi laughed, of course, I'll take it. But I'll count it as your investment in my O family, and I'll give you dividends later. That's great. Wu Feng nodded with a smile. The car drove back to the city, and everyone went home separately. In the following period of time, Qin City returned to peace. Wu Feng invested the remaining 30 million into Vanguard Entertainment Company. Moreover, Wu Feng officially renamed Vanguard Entertainment Company to Vanguard Group. The company's main business would no longer be limited to entertainment, but would expand into construction and development. On the other hand, Lu Tianqian, lying in the hospital, felt miserable. After the negotiation, the Lu family was almost completely ruined. Lu Wudi even ran back to the War Department with his tail between his legs. It could be said that in the vast Qin city, no one supported the Lu family. Lu Tianqian had also asked the old city lord. But the old city lord's meaning was clear, solve your own problems. If you really can't solve them, come to me for help. Lu Balacha, sitting by the bedside, spoke up, Big brother, Wu Feng's men are here to collect debts again. Ah. Lu Tianqian sighed, holding the contract in his hand. Whether it was giving shares or money, it would cause fatal damage to the Lu family. As the saying goes, a dilemma is a dilemma. Lu Tianqian asked, how's it going at home? Lu Balacha shook his head, the people at home are very resentful towards you, especially Lu Laoba. He's clamoring for someone to replace you. Does he dare? Lu Tianchen's face changed. I only disabled one hand, but I didn't take anyone's life. I gave him a slap then and there. Lu Balacha said, as long as I'm here, no one can shake your authority. Good. Lu Tianchen nodded, well done. Lu Balacha said, Big brother, can't we think of a way to deal with Wu Fong? I really can't stand him. I can't stand him either. Lu Tianchen shook his head, I wish I could kill him. Lu Balacha suggested, then why don't we just find someone to kill him? Chapter 142, The Return of the Bloodhand Sect. A single remark from Lu Ballad stirred Lu Tianchen's spirits. Originally confined to his bed by injury, he now sat up in excitement, his eyes ablaze with vigor. You propose eliminating Wu Fong? Lu Tianchen inquired of Lu Ballad once more. Indeed, nodded Lu Ballad. If he perishes, our acquisition of the contract would be assured. Yes, your reasoning is sound, Lu Tianchen nodded repeatedly. Then let us proceed, declared Lu Ballad. Lu Tianchen shook his head. But even now, we remain ignorant of Wu Feng's identity. How do we proceed? Well. Lu Ballad pondered. What standing could he possibly hold? He is but an orphan. Even Lu Wudi is unaware of Wu Feng's identity. He claims that even Wandian Tiger would bow before Wu Feng. Lu Tianchen persisted in shaking his head. Impossible, absolutely impossible, Lu Ballad dismissed with a shake of his head. Wandian Tiger is the chief of the War Department, Wu Feng is simply unworthy. Though your words ring true, our course of action is undeniably perilous, Lu Tianchen maintained his skepticism. Perilous it may be, agreed Lu Ballad, but inaction would be even more troublesome. Do you have a plan? Inquired Lu Tianchen. I believe we should directly engage an assassin, suggested Lu Ballad. This way, the matter will be resolved cleanly, and the Lu family will remain unimplicated. Ha ha! Lu Tianchen laughed. That is precisely what I had in mind. In that case, I shall make arrangements to procure the most skilled assassin in Jizhou. Lu Ballad exclaimed, rising with excitement. No, Lu Tianchen interjected, shaking his head. We mustn't source from Jizhou. Why not? Queried Lu Ballad. Because it would expose our intentions, came the reply. Creak. The door to the ward swung open, admitting a man with long green hair. Both Lu Ballad and Lu Tianchen turned their gaze towards him. Who are you? They inquired in unison. Why were you eavesdropping on our conversation? They demanded. Ha, the man with green hair laughed heartily. Allow me to introduce myself, I am the humble Dragon King. What Dragon King? Lu Ballad furrowed his brow. Lu Tianchen shook his head in agreement. I have never heard of you. Ha, the Dragon King laughed again. Well then, have you heard of the Bloodhand sect? In an instant, the expressions on Lu Tianchen and Lu Ballad's faces changed. They were well aware of the Bloodhand sect. Previously, the Bloodhand sect had invaded Qinsheng, directly targeting the O family. It was because of this incident that Wang Caesar met his end, a demise entirely deserved. The Bloodhand sect and the Tyrannosaurus were perpetual enemies of Qinsheng. Are you afraid? The Dragon King inquired. Lu Tianchen smiled. Of course not. I am merely curious as to why you seek us out. Lu Ballad remarked, the people of the Bloodhand sect dare to come to Qinsheng? Do they seek death? The Dragon King chuckled. Certainly not seeking death. We are here for vengeance. Vengeance, both Lu Tianchen and Lu Ballad fixed their gaze on the Dragon King. Indeed, nodded the Dragon King. Lord O and Wu Feng are the archenemies of our Bloodhand sect, as well as adversaries of your Lu family. Indeed, Lu Tianchen concurred. This much I do not deny. Ah, the Dragon King laughed heartily, taking his seat on a nearby bed. The enemy of our enemy is our friend, is that not so? You speak truly, Lu Tianchen continued to nod. Given this, it is only logical for us to collaborate, the Dragon King proposed. Lu Tianchen shook his head. There is no reason for our Lu family to collaborate with you. But there is, replied the Dragon King. Because I can help you deal with Wu Feng and Lord O. What? Both Lu Tianchen and Lu Ballad wore expressions of astonishment. That's right, nodded the Dragon King. And I won't ask for a single coin in return. Really? Lu Tianchen felt a twinge of intrigue. Indeed, affirmed the Dragon King. All I seek is the friendship of your Lu family. So, you propose that we, the Lou family, align ourselves with the Bloodhand sect? Lu Tianchen clarified. If we collaborate with the Bloodhand sect, our Lou family will be deemed criminals in Xinjiang. Lu Ballad objected. Ha, the Dragon King laughed heartily. Aside from that, do you have any other options? Do we offer Wu Fong half of Lu family's company's shares? Or bleed ourselves dry with another 2 billion for Wu Fong? Lu Tianchen and Lu Ballad fell silent, both unwilling to entertain these options. Collaborate with us to eliminate the O family and extinguish Wu Fong, the Dragon King proposed. At this moment, Lu Tianchen felt a stirring within him. Better to fight tooth and nail than to witness the downfall of the Lu family. I can ask, who are you within the Bloodhand sect? Lu Tianchen inquired. The Dragon King promptly presented his token. The Bloodhand Order, treated as if meeting the Lord himself. Though they did not fully understand the significance of the Bloodhand Order, they recognized its importance within an organization. Who exactly are you? Lu Ballad pressed. I am the son of the Bloodhand sect's Lord Tyrannosaurus. As the words of the Dragon King fell, both Lu Tianchen and Lu Ballad were dumbfounded. To be the son of the Bloodhand sect's Lord was reassurance enough. Very well. Lu Tianchen nodded. The Lu family is willing to collaborate with the Bloodhand sect. Excellent, the Dragon King nodded in return. Lu Tianchen inquired, could you share your plan with me? It's quite simple, the Dragon King shrugged. I will come to Xinjiang, eliminate the O family, and dispatch Wu Fong. 2 months later, my father will personally return to Xinjiang. Who will be able to stop us then? In an instant, Lu Tianchen felt a chill run down his spine. Xinjiang boasted 4 major conglomerates, the Lu, Wang, O, and Zhang families. With Wang already out of the picture, only 3 remained. If the Lu family allied with the Bloodhand sect, the O family would stand alone. At that point, once Tyrannosaurus returned to Xinjiang, even the former city lord wouldn't be able to halt them. In that moment, Lu Tianchen felt a surge of excitement. If the Bloodhand sect reclaimed Xinjiang, then as their partners, the Lu family would undoubtedly reap the greatest benefits. No need to think about it. Once the Bloodhand sect prevails, your Lu family will be the second most influential family in Xinjiang, the Dragon King remarked before turning to leave. You're leaving just like that? Lu Ballad was taken aback. Let's go. Lu Tianchen smiled, his expression filled with joy. What if the former city lord finds out about this? Lu Ballad asked. Ha ha. Lu Tianchen laughed heartily. Are you being naive? How could the former city lord learn of such a thing? Besides, we have no formal agreement with the Bloodhand sect, just a verbal discussion. Good point. Lu Ballad nodded. Lu Tianchen continued, if this matter leaks to anyone else, it would undoubtedly be due to your indiscretion. Lu Ballad hastily shook his head. I swear to the heavens, I will not leak a word. In that case, there's nothing to worry about. Lu Tianchen shrugged. Get the discharge procedures ready for me immediately. Aren't you still injured? Lu Ballad queried, puzzled. I'm fine now. I want to leave. Lu Tianchen declared, his spirits high as he stepped off the bed. Chapter 143, Attending the Auction. On the very day of his discharge, Lu Tianchen completed all necessary paperwork. On the way home, Lu Tianchen turned to Lu Ballad and said, call Wu Fong immediately. Why call him? Lu Ballad queried, puzzled. To inform him of my discharge and assure him that the money will be provided promptly, Lu Tianchen explained. Brother, are you out of your mind? Lu Ballad exclaimed. Aren't we planning to take him out? Smack! Lu Tianchen's palm landed sharply on his brother's head. Fool, this is called lulling the enemy. Lulling? Lu Ballad rubbed his head, finally understanding his brother's intent. He dialed Wu Feng's number and activated the speakerphone. Hello, this is Wu Fong. Fong Yi, it's Lu Tianchen. Lu Tianchen's voice oozed with flattery, his tone submissive. What's the matter? Came Wu Feng's somewhat indifferent voice from the other end. Lu Tianchen hastened to report, Fong Yi, I've been discharged from the hospital, just thought to inform you. There's no need to report such trivial matters to me, Wu Fong replied curtly. Of course, Lu Tianchen nodded repeatedly, then added, our agreement has a 1-month deadline. I'll strive to raise the money within the latter half of the month. Soonest is best, Wu Fong replied shortly. Understood, understood, Lu Tianchen nodded repeatedly. Goodbye. Wu Fong hung up abruptly. At that moment, he was seated in the chairman's office of the European group, playing chess with Lord O. Of course, Wu Fong wasn't here solely for leisurely chess matches. He had stopped by to sign a contract. Previously, Lord O had considered Wu Feng's 10 million as a contribution to the European group's capital. How did it go? Lord O inquired. What did Lu Tianchen say? He informed me of his discharge and assured me of prompt payment, Wu Feng replied. Ha ha. Lord O chuckled. What's your take on this? Wu Feng shook his head. I believe, when something seems abnormal, there must be a hidden agenda. You're getting smarter. Lord O grinned, pointing at Wu Feng. Wu Feng continued, Lu Tianchen spent half a month in the hospital, yet there was no indication of payment from the Lu family. Indeed. Lord O nodded cautiously, carefully making his move. Now, upon discharge, he suddenly speaks of repayment. With a remarkably humble attitude, Wu Feng shook his head. It's not credible. I share your skepticism. Lord O shook his head. The Lu family has always been cunning in their dealings. Wu Feng remarked, I received a piece of news yesterday, one you'd undoubtedly like to hear. What news? Lord O raised his head, meeting Wu Feng's gaze. The Bloodhand sect's people have infiltrated again. What? Lord O's expression changed drastically. They've come again? Yes. Wu Feng nodded. The information is accurate, but the specific number is still unknown. If nothing unexpected happened, they should have already arrived in Qin City. Bang! Lord O slammed the chess piece onto the board. It seems that this guy, Kong Lon, is not giving up. Wu Feng nodded. The next step is likely to be another bloody battle. Don't worry, my O family is well prepared. Lord O said. But you, now that you're in the limelight, be extra cautious. I understand, Wu Feng said, placing his final chess piece and smiling. Checkmate. I'm done. Lord O overturned the chessboard. Oddly enough, every time he played chess with Wu Feng, he ended up losing. Ha ha. Wu Feng burst into laughter, then said, All right, I won't stay longer. There's an auction in the afternoon. See you later. No need for farewells. Lord O turned and walked to the French windows, feeling a bit dejected. Off I go. Wu Feng briskly left the European group. His eldest sister, Gu Xinqing, was waiting for him at the entrance of the company. She was still driving her Land Rover, dressed in a red suit with a short skirt and silk high heels, her figure exuding grandeur, towering above the women of Qin City. Big sis, sorry for the wait. Wu Feng smiled. You rascal, heard you've been causing trouble again lately? Gu Xinqing scolded Wu Feng with a playful glare. Hee, Wu Feng chuckled awkwardly. Just had a little conflict with the Lu family, but Lord O sorted it out for me. You, lucky that the O family cleans up after you. Be more careful in the future. Gu Xinqing glanced at Wu Feng, more concerned about her younger brother. Why don't you go up and see Lord O now that you're here? Wu Feng asked. I'll see him later at home. Gu Xinqing shook her head. Although she knew Lord O was her biological father, there was an inexplicable aversion and fear in her heart. She didn't deny her relationship with Lord O, but she feared accusations of coveting the O family's wealth from others. After all, everything Gu Xinqing had achieved today was through her own efforts. And to this day, she hadn't revealed to the outside world that she was Lord O's daughter. This was her last bit of stubbornness. Then let's go, to the auction. Wu Feng smiled. Okay. Gu Xinqing nodded, and the two quickly drove to the Christie's auction in the city center. In the past half-month, Wu Feng hadn't been idle. He not only reorganized his own company but also prepared to jointly establish a construction company with Gu Xinqing's Heart Group. In recent years, the construction industry in Qin City had been lucrative, with every endeavor bringing ample returns. Both the Lu and Wang families had profited immensely from it. Now that the Wang family was defunct and the Lu family was declining, it was a golden opportunity for other conglomerates to rise. Of course, at this auction, Wu Feng had his eye on something else as well. That was the batch of medical equipment that Caesar Wang had purchased initially. The Wang family had monopolized the city's medical equipment by exploiting policy loopholes. In the end, Wu Feng approached Wan Tiancheng. With just a word, the policy was changed directly. Caesar Wang's medical equipment had been accumulating in warehouses and remained unsold to this day. Now that Caesar Wang was dead and the Wang family had no one to support them, they were constantly liquidating assets. This batch of medical equipment was one of the items to be auctioned today. Gu Xinqing parked the Land Rover at the entrance of the Qinghai International Hotel. After getting out of the car, Gu Xinqing carried her handbag on one hand and held Wu Feng's hand with the other, leaning affectionately against his shoulder, emitting a fragrant scent. Wu Feng looked embarrassed. Sis, is this really necessary? What's wrong? Are you shy when your sister holds your hand? Gu Xinqing teased, reaching up to pinch Wu Feng's nose. Wu Feng smiled wryly. Aren't we inviting misunderstandings? Misunderstandings are just fine. Gu Xinqing chuckled. Every time I attend an event, there's always a group of people harassing me, adding me on WeChat, talking about cooperation. Now that I'm holding your hand, they'll probably take the hint and leave me alone, or else they'll bother me again. Oh my! Wu Feng shook his head. So, you're using your little brother as a shield? What's wrong with that? Gu Xinqing smirked, stopping and tiptoeing to deliberately kiss Wu Feng's cheek. For a moment, Wu Feng trembled. Although she was his elder sister, the sensation was still exhilarating. If it were another woman teasing him like this, Wu Feng might really not be able to resist. Don't get any ideas, let's go. Gu Xinqing pulled Wu Feng along to the security checkpoint. Please show your invitations. The security guard at the entrance stopped the two of them. Chapter 144, Looking Down Upon Others with Dog Eyes. Wait a moment. Gu Xian Chang released Wu Feng's hand and hurriedly opened her own handbag. The security guard glanced at Gu Xian Chang and Wu Feng, revealing a hint of disdainful smile. The auction at Sotheby's in Qin City could be considered top-notch. The vast majority of people come here with their invitation cards in hand. Only in this way can they showcase their status. Only scammers who want to sneak into the venue would pretend to search and then claim not to have brought their invitation cards. Have you found it? Wu Feng asked. Gu Xian Cheng shook her head. I seem to have forgotten it. Humph. The security guard snorted coldly, extremely disdainful. Long accustomed to such behavior, Gu Xian Cheng hurriedly said, Brother, I am the CEO of Xian Cheng Group. Could you please let me in? Sorry, without an invitation card, you cannot enter. The security guard shook his head, his attitude firm. Is it in the car? Wu Feng asked. Gu Xian Cheng shook her head. It's not in the car. I'll call Xiaoya and ask. Saying this, she dialed Xiaoya's number. Hello, Miss Gu, you forgot to bring your invitation card. Xiaoya mentioned this matter in her first sentence. Oh. Gu Xian Cheng slapped her forehead. I was just about to mention that. I'll send it to you right away. Xiaoya said. It's too late. Gu Xian Cheng shook her head. It's starting right away. Then I'll take a photo and send it to you. Xiaoya said. Good. Gu Xian Cheng hung up the phone, and shortly after, Xiaoya sent a photo. Gu Xian Cheng showed the photo to the security guard. Look, this is my invitation card, could you please confirm? Gu Xian Cheng said. The security guard pushed the phone aside directly, disdainfully saying, No invitation card, no entry. Gu Xian Cheng said helplessly, Just take a look. The security guard shook his head again. You two without cards, hurry up and leave, don't waste time here, there are people behind you. Gu Xian Cheng turned around. Indeed, there were many people queuing behind. A chubby manager smiled and led his girlfriend forward. I didn't expect even President Gu to face this situation today. Lu Jinyu, what do you mean? Are you mocking me here? Gu Xian Cheng looked at the other party displeasedly. Lu Jinyu was Gu Xian Cheng's competitor. Previously, because of Wang Buxi's presence, he wasn't outstanding. After Wang Buxi's death, Lu Jinyu rose suddenly, constantly suppressing Xian Cheng Group. Lu Jinyu had even repeatedly ridiculed Gu Xian Cheng as a parvenu who rose from the bottom. Ha ha! Lu Jinyu laughed. If you have the strength, then why bother coming to the auction? Who says I don't have the strength? I clearly have an invitation card. Gu Xian Cheng said unhappily, if you have the invitation card, why can't you produce it? Not bringing the invitation card is the same as not being able to enter. Lu Jinyu said, then pushed Gu Xiancheng aside and handed his own invitation card to the security guard. You two, please come inside. After the security guard finished inspecting the invitation card, he immediately bowed respectfully. Trash. Lu Jinyu didn't mince words as he raised his middle finger. You. Gu Xiancheng's chest heaved with anger. Let it go, don't stoop to the level of scum like him. Wu Fong also shook his head. Step aside. The security guard cast a disdainful glance at the two. The people queuing behind became impatient. Do you two have invitation cards or not? Hurry up, if you don't have invitation cards, just leave. Don't waste time, the conference is about to start. Gu Xiancheng's breath became heavy, filled with self-blame. Today was truly embarrassing. Not only did she forget her invitation card, but she was also humiliated by others. Let's just go. Gu Xiancheng helplessly shook her head and pulled Wu Fong to leave the auction. However, Wu Fong pulled Gu Xiancheng back and said with a smile, Big sister, I have a way to get you in. Don't be silly. Gu Xiancheng shook her head, fearing that Wu Fong would cause trouble again. Wu Fong said to the security guard, Could you please ask your supervisor to come over? Are you crazy? The security guard glared at Wu Fong. Who do you think you are? I'm Wu Fong. I may not be anyone special, but I have something to show your supervisor. Wu Fong said confidently. I guarantee that once he sees it, he'll let us in. Get lost, or I'll break your legs if you don't. The security guard pointed to the door, cursing at Wu Fong. Little brother, don't make trouble, let's just go. Gu Xiancheng shook her head, feeling tender-hearted. She knew very well that her brother meant well. But she also knew that this was Sotheby's auction, and there was simply no room for maneuvering. At least the attitude of the security guard had already made everything clear. What, are you looking down on us? Wu Fong was furious. The security guard didn't show any courtesy to Wu Fong at all, immediately picking up the walkie-talkie and saying, Someone's causing trouble, brothers, come to the entrance. In a moment, more than a dozen security guards patrolling inside gathered around, quickly surrounding Wu Fong. Gu Xiancheng nervously tugged at Wu Feng's hand. Brother. It's okay. Wu Fong said. Since these people don't know what's good for them, don't blame me for not giving them face. What's going on? Who's not giving face? At this moment, a man in a suit hurried over. The security guards greeted, Manager Zhou, hello. Manager Zhou nodded, looking at the security guard who was blocking Gu Xiancheng and Wu Fong. What's going on? The security guard quickly said, Manager Zhou, these two people don't have invitation cards, they used a fake image to fool me, and they said they wanted to see the person in charge here, claiming that they have something that will definitely let them in. Ha ha ha. Manager Zhou burst into laughter. What a joke. At Sotheby's auction, only invitation cards can get you in. The other guests around also showed disdain. If you don't have an invitation card, why bother trying to enter? They really think highly of themselves, don't they know where this is? Oh dear, what a waste of time. Wu Fong remained calm and slowly took out a token and tossed it to Manager Zhou. Since you're a manager, you should also be someone with authority. Take a look at what this is. Wu Fong said. Can we go in with this? Manager Zhou picked up the token and read the words on it, Gold Command Token? The next moment, Manager Zhou's face turned extremely pale. Manager Zhou exclaimed excitedly, This. You're from the old city. Wu Fong didn't answer, but asked, So, can we go in with this? It's a must. We're at your service 24/7. After speaking, Manager Zhou bowed deeply, respectfully like a servant. At this moment, everyone was shocked. What is this thing? My God, this kid's got some skills. This. The security guard with dog eyes. Wu Fong glared at the security guard. Manager Zhou quickly said, Rest assured, I'll fire him immediately. What? The security guard looked confused. You're fired, for offending important customers. Manager Zhou was not polite at all. I. The security guard was completely baffled, feeling like he'd been struck by lightning out of the blue. Take off your uniform right now and get out. Manager Zhou pointed to the door and shouted, while handing the gold command token back to Wu Fong with both hands. Please, you two are the most esteemed guests today. Manager Zhou smiled and personally led the two into the venue. Chapter 145, Lu Jinyu, the mouthful of bullshit. With the entrance of Wu Fong and Guexai Yanqing, the crowd was once again shocked. So far, no one knew what Wu Fong had taken out. But everyone understood that whatever it was, it must be extraordinary. Guexai Yanqing tightly hugged Wu Feng's arm, excitedly whispering in his ear, "Little brother, you're amazing, sister loves you to death." "No big deal, can I embarrass you when I'm out with sister?" Wu Fong showed a confident smile as they entered the venue. Lu Jinyu in the front row stood up. Well, isn't this President Gu entering through the back door?" Guexai Yanqing's expression changed instantly. "Lu Jinyu, are you sick? Did I offend or provoke you?" "Ha ha ha." Lu Jinyu laughed. No, you didn't provoke me, but you indeed don't have an invitation card. How did you get in?" Wu Fong immediately retorted, "Lu, you really have a foul mouth." "Oh, even the pretty boy starts biting back?" Lu Jinyu mocked Wu Fong. Wu Fong was enraged. "Can't you speak properly? What, if I call you a pretty boy, are you not going to accept it?" Lu Jinyu's face turned serious as he stared at Wu Fong. Wu Fong snorted and patted Lu Jinyu's shoulder. "You, although you're fat, ugly, and suffer from premature ejaculation, you shouldn't be spewing bullshit. King fat ugly premature ejaculator, my health is perfectly fine." Lu Jinyu exploded, immediately resorting to foul language. "If you're fine, why do you keep spouting bullshit?" Wu Fong didn't even bother with him, turning around and leaving. King lunatic pretty boy," Lu Jinyu yelled. The verbal exchange between the two attracted the attention of countless people present. The next moment, Lu Jinyu felt discomfort in his stomach. "Oh!" Lu Jinyu suddenly clutched his stomach. "Honey, what's wrong?" His girlfriend rushed forward to support Lu Jinyu's arm. "Put!" A burst of gas, and suddenly Lu Jinyu's face showed a comfortable expression. "Oh dear, what's that smell?" His girlfriend pushed Lu Jinyu away, pinching her nose tightly. Soon, a foul smell pervaded the entire venue. The crowd attending the auction began to retreat. "Oh dear, it's so ugly. What the hell is this? Did someone poop their pants or fart? How many days has it been since he went to the bathroom?" At that moment, Lu Jinyu tilted again, clutching his stomach. "Ayo! Oh my god!" Lu Jinyu's girlfriend screamed in fright, jumping up. Wu Fong shouted, "Lu Jinyu, who gave you the right to defecate anywhere?" In an instant, everyone's gaze turned towards the fat man who was vomiting and having diarrhea, and everyone just found out that his name was Lu Jinyu. King pretty boy," Lu Jinyu roared, pointing and cursing at Wu Fong. "Security, Manager Zhou, get rid of this garbage." Wu Fong shouted again. Manager Zhou and his men rushed into the venue and, upon seeing the scene, were immediately stunned. "Damn it, get out of here, you're too disgusting." After saying that, Manager Zhou pinched his nose, showing disgust, and the security guards also retreated. "I'm not leaving today." Lu Jinyu's anger surged. Manager Zhou immediately signaled to the security guards. The next moment, the security guards approached Lu Jinyu from behind. 2 electric batons simultaneously jabbed into his waist. Zap, zap. In an instant, the 2 electric batons relentlessly shocked Lu Jinyu. "Ah!" Lu Jinyu screamed, trembling uncontrollably. Finally, Lu Jinyu fell onto his own vomit. Manager Zhou said, "Hey, take your husband away. I don't know him, I have nothing to do with him." Lu Jinyu's girlfriend hastily waved her hand, covering her face, and hurriedly ran out of the venue. The scene was chaotic, and the organizers quickly escorted the guests upstairs and immediately called the cleaners to clean up the scene. Sitting in the meeting hall on the second floor, Guexai Yanqing smiled mischievously and pinched Wu Fong. "Stinky little brother, did you do this again?" When Wu Fong first met Guexai Yanqing after his divorce, he used the same trick to prank the deputy general manager of the heart clearing group. Now, he was doing it again, and Guexai Yanqing could see through it at a glance. For Wu Fong, it was like using a silver needle to relieve constipation. He. Wu Fong grinned. "He dared to bully my sister without speaking decently, he deserved it. Don't do this next time, it's too disgusting." Guexai Yanqing shook her head. "I still feel weird now." Okay. Wu Fong nodded repeatedly, a smile on his lips. So disgusting. Gu Xiancheng leaned on Wu Feng's shoulder, looking like a spoiled child. As the invited guests arrived one after another, the auction officially began. The auction was divided into 2 sessions, with the first session focusing on antiques and calligraphy, all rare treasures prepared for antique enthusiasts. The prices were still within reason, without much competition. Wu Fong also casually bid for a set of ivory-made chess. Gu Xiancheng asked, "Why did you spend so much money on chess?" Wu Fong smiled, "You're going to see Mr. Oh later, take this chess set with you. When we get back, I'll transfer the money to you." Gu Xiancheng gave Wu Fong a glare but was secretly delighted. Mr. O was already in his twilight years and had few hobbies. Chess was one of his hobbies, and if she gave him a chess set like this, he would definitely be very happy. Alright, no need. Wu Fong grinned, "What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine, right? You stinky kid, you're getting more considerate, sister is getting fonder of you." Gu Xiancheng's mouth curved into a happy smile, and in that instant, she even began to fantasize that Wu Fong was her boyfriend. "I like you too, moi." Wu Fong shamelessly kissed his big sister on the cheek. In an instant, Gu Xiancheng's little face turned red. Ha ha ha. Wu Fong grinned mischievously, "Big sister, are you shy? Hateful, with so many people watching." Gu Xiancheng lightly bit her red lips, reaching out to pinch Wu Fong, who quickly dodged and begged for mercy. In the playful banter between the siblings, the first half of the auction ended. The host announced a 15-minute break, followed by the second session of the auction. In an instant, the venue became lively, with these business tycoons greeting and interacting with each other. A short man sitting in the back row was particularly active, constantly moving around. "President, I want to discuss something with you." "President Zhang, I have my eye on the land of the Wang family. I'll need medical equipment from the Wang family later, please give me a favor." Wu Fong and Gu Xiancheng also noticed this person. "Who is he?" Gu Xiancheng frowned. "Who is it?" Wu Fong asked. "Hu Erbi?" Gu Xiancheng said, "He's a thug who hangs out with the Zhang family." "Oh." Wu Fong nodded, "He's one of the so-called 4 kings of the underworld, Hu Erbi." "Yes." Gu Xiancheng nodded, "But what's he up to? Pre-arranging things before the auction? Isn't that cheating?" Wu Fong spoke up, "No, sister." "What?" Gu Xiancheng stared at Wu Fong. Wu Fong looked embarrassed and said, "Didn't you notice, this Hu Erbi didn't even speak to us?" In an instant, Gu Xiancheng's face became extremely embarrassed. This Hu Erbi greeted everyone and told them not to bid against him. But he didn't even say hello to Wu Fong and Gu Xiancheng. Although the reputation of the heart-clearing group wasn't very loud, Wu Feng's vanguard group wasn't bad either. What was Hu Erbi's intention? Didn't he look down on the two of them? Chapter 146, Hu Erbi Bidding Frenzy. The second half of the auction quickly began. The first item up for auction was medical equipment from the Wang family. The starting bid was 1 billion, an extremely low price, already far above its actual value. Hu Erbi was the first to raise his paddle. The host announced, "Mr. Who bids 1 billion? The venue fell silent, with no one else competing with him. He. Hu Erbi touched his dyed hair and smirked, a cold smile on his lips. Although he was a thug, his ruthless reputation in society was well known to many. Calling him Hu Erbi didn't mean he was actually stupid, but rather, when he got into fights, he acted like a fool. Of course, the other bosses didn't want to bid for a simple reason: medical equipment was something that those unfamiliar with the field could easily get burned on. "Is there a higher price?" the host asked loudly. There was still no response from the audience. The host struck the gavel once. 1 billion, going once. Still, no one responded. 1 billion, going twice. Is there anyone willing to offer a higher price? The host's gaze swept across the room again. Wu Fong raised his paddle. 1 billion and 10 million. All right, Mr. Wu, from Vanguard Group, bids 1 billion and 10 million. The host smiled. For them, only by continuously bidding could they earn a commission. But Wu Feng's increase immediately drew the attention of the entire room. Everyone looked at him in disbelief. After all, Hu Erbi had already greeted everyone beforehand. At this point, someone dared to compete with Hu Erbi? Who the hell is this? Hu Erbi asked his lackey with a dark expression. Boss Hu, this guy is Wu Fong, the lackey said. He's the younger brother of Gu Xiancheng, the one who got Tang Long into prison not long ago. Damn, it's him. Hu Erbi felt a headache coming on recently. Wu Feng's name had been everywhere. Yes, he took down Lu Minghui from the Lu family half a month ago. The lackey shook his head. There should be someone from the O family supporting him from behind. Damn bastard, he's deliberately competing with me. Hu Erbi said angrily. I'll go warn him, the lackey said. Yeah. Hu Erbi nodded. The lackey quickly walked up to Wu Fong, bent over, and said directly, Kid, stop raising the bid. My boss Hu Erbi wants this. Sorry, but I want it too. Wu Fong replied coldly without even looking back. This auction was precisely for this batch of medical equipment that Wu Fong came for. You're tough, the lackey gritted his teeth angrily, then scurried back to Hu Erbi. How is it? Hu Erbi asked. The lackey shook his head. This kid is arrogant, he said he wants it too. Damn it. Hu Erbi gritted his teeth and immediately raised his hand, shouting, 15 billion. Wow. There was an uproar in the room, and everyone looked at Hu Erbi again. The host was also excited. Mr. Who is indeed generous, directly offering 1.5 billion. I wonder if anyone else will offer a higher price. Wu Fong immediately raised his hand. 1.06 billion. Congratulations to Mr. Wu for bidding 1.06 billion. The host was delighted. Hu Erbi was really anxious and shouted, I'll offer 2 billion. Wow. The host exclaimed again, Mr. Who is generous, directly offering 2 billion. 2.010 billion. Wu Fong raised his paddle again. Congratulations to Mr. Wu for bidding 2.010 billion. The host was overjoyed. Hu Erbi was getting desperate. I offer 2.050 billion. Wu Fong did not raise the bid this time. The price for this batch of medical equipment was already 3 billion. If he raised it further, there would be no profit at all. It would be like playing for nothing. The host struck the gavel. 3 billion once. 3 billion twice. 3 billion 3 times, sold. Congratulations to Mr. Hu for winning the medical equipment with a bid of 3 billion. The entire venue erupted in thunderous applause. However, Hu Erbi's heart was bleeding. 3 billion. He could have gotten it for just 1 billion. Now, he had wasted an extra 2 billion. He wished he could kill Wu Fong on the spot. Of course, Wu Fong didn't see any problem with it. Auctions were about bidding, and if you could offer a higher price, then it was yours. You bastard. Whatever Wu Fong wants later, bid as high as you can for me. All right, the lackey nodded. Next up for auction were several sets of unidentified properties, and there were bids from various people in the audience. Soon, the host auctioned off a piece of land from the Wang family. This piece of land was highly coveted by many. However, Hu Erbi had made it clear beforehand that he wanted this land. Everyone also understood that it wasn't Hu Erbi who wanted it, but the Zhang family behind him. The land was bid up to 3 billion, and only a few bosses added a few tens of millions before no one else raised the bid. The host struck the gavel. 3.010 billion once. Is there anyone offering a higher price? Gu Xiancheng raised her paddle. 3.050 billion. Feeling disappointed for not getting the medical equipment, there was no way she was going to give up this piece of land. What the hell? Hu Erbi exclaimed angrily, are these two bastards specifically targeting me? The lackey shook his head. Ah, it's really infuriating. 4 billion. Hu Erbi raised his paddle. All right, Mr. Who bids 4 billion? The host smiled again. 4.010 billion. Wu Fong raised his paddle. 4.020 billion. Hu Erbi raised his paddle again. The two of them continued to shout, and the bidding reached 4.090 billion. 5 billion. Wu Fong raised his paddle again. 5.050 billion. Hu Erbi was so desperate that his eyes turned red as he glared at Wu Fong. Gu Xiancheng nudged Wu Feng's arm. Brother, let it go. The price is too high. Ah. Wu Fong sighed deeply, then said, all right, I'll give it to him. Okay, the host said, 5,050,000,000 once. 5,050,000,000 twice. 5,050,000,000 three times. Sold. Congratulations to Mr. Who for winning the land. Once again, thunderous applause filled the venue. Everyone was congratulating Huerby. But Huerby couldn't feel any joy. In the blink of an eye, he had lost 3 to 4 billion. Congratulations, Mr. Who? The host handed the contract to Huerby. Meeting adjourned. Huerby said with just this one sentence. Sensible people quickly left the venue. Although it wasn't said, everyone understood that Huerby was furious. He was going to deal with Wu Fong and Gu Xiancheng. As expected, with a wave of his hand, countless thugs swarmed into the venue, surrounding Wu Fong and Gu Xiancheng. Chapter 147, The Majestic Sister Fei Fong. What are you doing? Gu Xiancheng's countenance changed, instinctively tightening her grip on Wu Feng's hand. Although she typically exuded dominance in the marketplace, being surrounded by ruffians made her undeniably nervous. It's all right, Wu Feng gently patted Gu Xiancheng's hand, signaling her to be at ease. Wu Feng, isn't it? You're quite audacious. A raspy voice akin to a duck's quack sounded out. The ruffians immediately parted, creating a path. The lean Huerby approached the two, sharp triangular eyes emitting a menacing gleam. Are you insane? Wu Feng retorted sharply, showing no courtesy to Huerby. Are you the one who's insane? Huerby lowered his head, challenging Wu Feng. I clap, you clap. Are you asking for trouble? Do you have a screw loose in your head? Wu Feng countered. Since when do you have the authority to dictate what others can purchase? I didn't provoke you, yet you dare to bring trouble to my doorstep? You're quite resolute. Huerby was caught off guard, completely unprepared for Wu Feng's audacity. Wu Feng immediately retorted, those who aren't tough are merely weaklings. Huerby clenched his fist, the sound crackling as he broke it apart. Today, I'll teach you a lesson in manners, you brat. Wu Feng slowly stood up, his gaze level with Huerby. You're as good as done. Before Huerby could finish his sentence, Wu Feng launched a kick. Thump! Huerby was sent flying, landing in a heap. Wow! Huerby's lackeys exclaimed in disbelief, utterly dumbfounded. Wu Feng spoke up, if you want to fight, then fight. Why all this pointless chatter? Ah! Huerby grimaced in pain, his teeth chattering. With the help of his lackeys, he managed to stand, bellowing, what are you all standing around for? Beat him to a pulp. Who dares to move? A commanding voice echoed from outside the venue. All eyes turned towards the source. Clack, clack, clack. A series of high-heeled footsteps echoed on the floor. Subsequently, a woman clad in a red leather jacket and skirt, with a figure to envy, entered the venue. Her long, fair legs and luscious red lips were alluring yet intimidating, akin to a chili pepper, simultaneously enticing and fearsome. She was Xiao Fong, one of the 4 renowned kings of Qin City, alongside Huerby. What's going on with Xiao Fong? Sister Fei Fong is here, trouble's brewing. What's happening? How did Xiao Fong get involved with Wu Feng? Huerby's lackeys chattered incessantly, many instinctively taking a few steps back. If there was one woman in this city who could make them quiver with fear, it was undoubtedly Xiao Feng's sister Fei Fong. What brings you here? Huerby spoke up, visibly apprehensive. Mainly because Huerby had once been thrashed by Xiao Feng without any room for argument. Xiao Feng strode forward, questioning Huerby, I'd like to know the same, what are you up to? This lad hit me, so naturally, I have to hit him back. Huerby pointed at Wu Feng, growing increasingly indignant. Smack! Xiao Feng delivered a swift slap directly to Huerby's face. Huerby's smile vanished instantly, holding his flushed cheek he asked, Xiao Feng, what the hell do you mean? I offend you, so you hit me? Smack! Another slap from Xiao Feng sent the slender Huerby sprawling on the ground. Boss! Boss, are you alright? Boss! His lackeys hurried to assist Huerby, who took a few steps back to maintain distance from Xiao Feng, fearing another blow. What do you think you're doing, Xiao Feng? Do you really think I, Huerby, am afraid of you? I know you're not afraid of me, but I just feel like hitting you. Xiao Feng swiftly advanced, delivering a kick thump. Ouch! Hu Erbai screamed in agony, flying backward once again, landing flat on his back. Now, Hu Erbai's lackeys were furious, surrounding Xiao Fong. If it came to a fight, this group of 100 or so would definitely not fear just one Xiao Fong. Wu Fong, who had been sitting all along, quickly stood up. If things escalated, he would certainly stand side by side with Xiao Fong. With their combined strength, Hu Erbai and his lackeys were no match. However, the next moment, the doors of the venue were pushed open again. Countless gangsters flooded in, creating an overwhelming presence. In just a moment, Hu Erbai's lackeys were intimidated. Damn it, seeking death? Dare to touch Sister Fei Fong? Have you had enough of living? Xiao Feng's lackeys clamored and shoved the people on Hu Erbai's side. Where would Hu Erbai's lackeys find the courage to resist? Continuously retreating, they were forced into a corner. All the lackeys gathered around Hu Erbai, waiting for his command. All right. Hu Erbai nodded. Xiao Feng, you've got guts. Without a word, Xiao Feng immediately charged forward, the crowd parting before her. Thump! Once again, a high-heeled shoe struck, this time not on Hu Erbai's belly but on his foot. Ah! Hu Erbai emitted a ghostly howl. The pointed heel pierced through his foot. Smack! Another slap from Xiao Feng. Hu Erbai fell to the ground once more, utterly miserable. Pointing at Hu Erbai, Xiao Feng admonished, "Let me tell you, Wu Feng is my brother. If you dare touch him, I'll wipe out your entire family." You. About to say something, Hu Erbai immediately cowered upon seeing Xiao Feng's gaze offing. "Xingjia, let's go." Xiao Feng waved her hand. "Thank you." Wu Feng smiled faintly, taking Gu Xianqing's hand and leaving. Just as they were about to leave the venue, Manager Zhou suddenly intercepted them. "Please wait a moment." Manager Zhou hurriedly said. "What's the matter?" Xiao Feng glared at him, glancing at the 100 or so brothers behind her. Manager Zhou trembled with fear, hastily waving his hands. No, don't misunderstand, I mean no harm. Speak." Xiao Feng's voice was cold. All right. Manager Zhou nodded repeatedly, saying, "It's like this, after Hu Erbai crazily raised the price, he refused to pay." What? Gu Xianchang was stunned. He's not paying? Yes. Manager Zhou nodded. He claimed there's a conspiracy, and with you two joining forces, we have no one to reason with. He's just a thug. Wu Feng sneered. Exactly. Manager Zhou nodded. We can't afford to provoke him either. So, I discussed with the Wang family, and we decided to resell the auction items to you at half price. Do you agree? Half price? Gu Xiancheng was taken aback. Wu Feng chuckled, half price is already quite generous. Good. Gu Xiancheng nodded. Since that's the case, we'll take it. Excellent. Manager Zhou breathed a sigh of relief and promptly led them to finalize the contract. Subsequently, Gu Xianqing transferred the funds on the spot, without any delay. This transaction was completed in a very short time. After Wu Feng, Gu Xianqing, and Xiao Feng left, Hu Erbai arrived. I've thought about it. I'll take the medical equipment and land at half price. Manager Zhou, wearing an embarrassed expression, shook his head. Mr. Hu, I'm sorry, but we sold them at half price to Wu Feng and Gu Xianqing. What? Hu Erbai's face changed instantly. Chapter 148, Hu Erbai surrenders. What did you say? Say it again, I dare you. Hu Erbai's face, already swollen from Xiao Feng's blows, turned as red as a beet when he got angry. Manager Zhou smiled apologetically and said, Mr. Hu, you're being inconsistent. Can't blame us for selling to someone else. What the hell are you talking about? Hu Erbai snapped. How am I being inconsistent? It's clear that your auction and that bastard Wu Feng teamed up. Manager Zhou shook his head. If you say that, it's unreasonable. If you don't, the Wang family wouldn't have sold it to Wu Feng and Gu Xianqing. And if Wu Feng and Gu Xianqing were here, you probably wouldn't dare say that, would you? Damn it, are you joining in on bullying me too? Hu Erbai erupted, kicking Manager Zhou to the ground. Brothers, trash this damn venue. Yes. Hu Erbai's lackeys, also seething with anger, went on a rampage, smashing and destroying the entire venue. Manager Joe ended up looking like a panda after venting his frustration. Huerbai felt much better. He then left the venue, got into his Land Rover, and called Zhang Dabiao. Zhang Dabiao was the chairman of the Zhang Construction Group, one of the 4 major conglomerates. He was also Huerbai's backer. "Erbai, how did things go?" Zhang Dabiao asked. "Mr. Zhang, something's gone wrong," Huerbai said. "That bastard Wu Fong colluded with the auction to screw us over." "Who? Wu Fong?" Zhang Dabiao sounded very surprised. "Yes, it's Wu Fong." Huerbai nodded. "Wu Fong even got Xiao Fong to hit me. I got so mad, I trashed the venue." "Are you freaking out of your mind?" Zhang Dabiao roared. "Trashed it?" Huerbai looked helpless. "I got beaten up, what else could I do?" "Who the hell told you to trash the venue?" Zhang Dabiao shouted. "No one told me to, I just couldn't stand that manager." Huerbai looked aggrieved. "You useless piece of trash, do you know who's behind the auction?" Zhang Dabiao roared furiously. "Who? Is it the old city lord?" Huerbai expanded his imagination. "That boss over there is the old city lord's niece." Snap! Huerbai's phone fell to the ground, and he was dumbfounded. Smashing the venue of the old city lord's niece? Would the old city lord let him off? If the old city lord got angry, he, Huerbai, was as good as dead. Huerbai quickly picked up his phone, pleading, "Mr. Zhang, please save me." "I can't save you, good luck to you. Let's go our separate ways from now on, never see each other again." "No, you're killing the donkey after it's ground the millstone." Huerbai panicked. In his most desperate moment, Zhang Dabiao actually helped him. "You're not even worth a donkey, you fool." Zhang Dabiao snapped angrily. "You." Before Huerbai could finish his sentence, Zhang Dabiao hung up. When Huerbai tried to call back, the line was busy. He had been blocked. That bastard Zhang isn't even human. Huerbai was extremely angry. He thought that by calling Zhang Dabiao, he could at least vent his frustrations. After all, Zhang Dabiao's social status was much higher than Xiao Feifeng's. Now, Zhang Dabiao had directly cut ties with him. Not only did he abandon him when he needed help, but he also insulted him as less than a donkey. Killing the donkey after it's ground the millstone. "Brother, calm down. We'll find a way to solve this. Let's focus on finding a solution first." The lackeys all proposed their own ideas, but Huerbai couldn't listen to any of them. He was well aware that Zhang Dabiao had abandoned him out of fear of the old city lord's wrath. If Zhang Dabiao couldn't handle it, how could he, Huerbai? "Huerbai, looks like you've been abandoned by Zhang Dabiao, huh?" A familiar voice rang out. Huerbai turned his head and was surprised to see Lu Bala. "Bala, what are you doing here?" Huerbai quickly jumped out of the car. "Ha ha ha." Lu Bala laughed heartily. "I was also at the auction scene, you just didn't notice me. Damn it, I'm so pissed off." Huerbai quickly took out a cigarette and offered one to Lu Bala. Taking the cigarette, Lu Bala lit it up and then patted Huerbai on the shoulder. "Brother, let me find a way out for you." "What way out? Is it for real? Isn't your Lu family in trouble?" Huerbai sneered. In his eyes, the Lu family was already on the decline, almost played to death by the O family. "Ha ha ha." Lu Bala laughed. "A camel is still bigger than a horse when it's thin." "That's true, but how can I trust you guys?" Huerbai was still unsure of where he stood. Lu Bala said, "It's up to you. Anyway, you're like a clay Buddha crossing the river, in deep trouble yourself. You. If you don't want to die so soon, come with me." Without even looking at him, Lu Bala turned and headed for the underground parking lot. After much hesitation, Huerbai followed Lu Bala. The two of them got into a commercial vehicle and soon arrived at a private club in the city. Sitting in the private room, rows of beautiful women stood, and the table was filled with fine wine. "Don't bother with these unnecessary things, just tell me." Huerbai was a bit impatient. Lu Bala smiled. "This isn't for you." "What?" Huerbai was stunned. Then a young man with green hair walked in. "Who the hell is this? Got turned green and still kept his hair?" Huerbai blurted out. "Ha ha," the newcomer laughed, patting Lu Bala on the shoulder as he sat on the sofa. I'll introduce you to this brother, he's called Xiao Long Wang. Green Dragon King, right? Huerbai sneered. Lu Bala continued, he's the son of Dinosaur, the leader of the Bloodhand Gate. Boom! After hearing this, Huerbai was so frightened that his legs went weak, and he slumped to the ground. Ha ha ha! Xiao Long Wang and Lu Bala burst into laughter. Look at you, such a coward. Lu Bala looked down on him. Huerbai looked around and said, Lu Bala, are you crazy? Do you know what the Bloodhand Gate does? Of course I do. Lu Bala said, but, if Jin City doesn't give our Lu family a way out, what can we do? You. Huerbai shook his head repeatedly. Lu Bala said, don't be afraid, the women here are all under Xiao Long Wang's command. What? Huerbai was directly stunned. These people. Yeah. Xiao Long Wang nodded. No need to be polite, these are the elite female assassins of our Bloodhand Gate. Aren't these just prostitutes? Huerbai looked helpless. They are, but they can kill. Xiao Long Wang leaned back on the sofa, laughing uncontrollably. Come on, come over and play. A group of beautiful women immediately approached, and several girls reached out to touch Huerbai. Huerbai was so scared that he trembled all over, and it took him a while to come back to his senses. Dead or alive? Huerbai cursed inwardly and then turned to bury himself in the arms of a beautiful woman. Chapter 149, Huerbai shows his toughness. In the midst of revelry, Lu Bala and Xiao Long Wang painted a future blueprint for him and dangled a large enough carrot. Soon, Huerbai regained his heroic demeanor. He patted the chest of the woman beside him and said, Bala, Xiao Long Wang, whatever you need me to do, just say it. I, Huerbai, won't back down. Ha ha ha. Xiao Long Wang burst into laughter. Lu Bala was also happy, unable to contain his smile. He reached out and patted Huerbai on the shoulder. Brother, I knew you were straightforward. Finding you for this matter is definitely not wrong. Tell me what you need, and I'll get it done. I'll make a pledge. This time, Huerbai patted his own chest vigorously. He had thought it through. Since he had no way out, he might as well confront it head-on. Maybe he could even exchange it for wealth and glory. Lu Bala nodded in satisfaction and then said, recently, there was a conflict between the Lu family and Wu Fong and Xiao Fong. I heard about it. Huerbai nodded. Your Lu family was played by them. Lu Bala nodded. Exactly, Wu Fong forced my eldest brother to sign a contract. Xiao Long Wang interjected, that's not called a contract, that's called a tyrant's clause, that's called extortion. Right. Lu Bala nodded. It's extortion. How much did he extort from your Lu family? Huerbai asked. Lu Bala shook his head. He wants half of all the shares of our Lu family's companies. It's not just shares, he wants the life of my Lu family. Damn, that's too black-hearted. Is this something a human does? Huerbai was filled with righteous indignation and fury. Yeah. Lu Bala nodded. But there's nothing we can do. They had the upper hand at the time, and my eldest brother had to sign it to stay alive. Just because of this, my eldest brother got depression. Beast. Wu Fong is just a beast. Huerbai cursed, venting his anger. He suddenly felt that the grievances he suffered at the auction didn't seem like much. After all, the Lu family was even more unlucky than him. Lu Bala patted Huerbai's shoulder. Brother, what I mean is, can you help our Lu family get that contract back? Xiao Long Wang said, as long as the contract is retrieved, the Lu family can fight back without fear of Wu Fong. Is this a big deal? It's just a contract. Huerbai seemed indifferent. Lu Bala said, brother, if you can get this done, I'll give you a number. 1 million? Huerbai's eyes widened. No. Lu Bala shook his head. 10 million. Ha ha ha. Huerbai laughed, his eyes filled with dollar signs. Can you do it? Xiao Long Wang asked. Money or no money, it doesn't matter. Huerbai shook his head. I just want to help the Lu family reclaim their dignity and let our brothers vent their anger. Good, that's what we want to hear from you, brother. Lu Bala raised his wineglass excitedly. Here's to you. Cheers. Huerbai raised his glass and downed it in one gulp. Ha ha ha. Shortly after, the three of them burst into laughter. I'm going to have some fun first, and I'll take care of business tomorrow, Hu Erbai said, pulling two beauties out of the private room. Take it easy, Lu Bala called out. Ha ha ha. Xiao Longwan laughed. As Hu Erbai walked away, Lu Bala asked, Young master, do you think this kid is reliable? It doesn't matter. Xiao Longwang shook his head, gently playing with his green hair. It doesn't matter? Lu Bala was puzzled. It was his idea to ask Hu Erbai for help. Xiao Longwang said, this is just throwing a stone to ask the way. Do you think a stone is important? I see, the way is the most important. Lu Bala laughed. Wu Feng, don't underestimate him. Xiao Longwang shook his head, reclining on the sofa in the past, when the rose thorns, black and white double honors, and silver python came to Qin City, they underestimated Wu Feng multiple times, and in the end, they lost their lives. Xiao Longwang naturally understood the whole story. Now, the first batch of people who entered Qin City were almost dead. No one knew Wu Feng's true strength. As a smart person, Xiao Longwang would never use himself to test Wu Feng. Therefore, Hu Erbai was the stone he used to test Wu Feng. So, he didn't care at all whether Hu Erbai could accomplish this task. He just wanted to see Wu Feng's reaction and his true strength. In the Prorwang residential area, Villa No. 1. Taking advantage of the opportunity when he and his eldest sister Gu Xian Sheng went to the auction, Wu Feng brought her back home. He also called his eighth sister Wan Qian and fourth sister Mu Jiajia, asking them to come back for dinner together tonight. Sitting in the living room, Gu Xian Sheng found that there were all small animals in the house, and she was instantly overjoyed. This little hamster is so cute. Gu Xian Sheng quickly took out her phone to take pictures. It's all thanks to Brother Feng. Su Xiaoyan smiled and sat down on the sofa, saying, there's another one in my room. When the two hamsters get married and have babies, I'll give you a few. That would be great. Gu Xian Sheng smiled. It's a deal. Yeah. Su Xiaoyan nodded, pointing to the courtyard. Wu Feng also bought two dogs, a Tibetan Mastiff and a Shepherd. I plan to find a worker to arrange for these two dogs to mate. By then, I'll also give you a dog. Let's forget about that. Gu Xian Sheng quickly waved her hand. I can't take care of such big dogs. What are you chatting about so happily? Wan Qian, dressed in a white coat, pulled Mu Jiajia, who was wearing a police uniform, into the house. The two of them had similar figures, each with their own beauty, one cold and elegant like a flower, the other valiant and heroic. Were talking about pets. Su Xiaoyan said. Both of you busy people rarely have time to come back. Wan Qian and Mu Jiajia smiled and sat down, also becoming fond of the little hamster, equally delighted. Wan Qian asked, eldest sister, how did it go at the auction with Wu Feng today? Gu Xian Sheng hesitated, looking at Wu Feng. After all, a lot of annoying things happened today, and she didn't know whether to talk about it or not. Wu Feng smiled and said, it went very smoothly. That's good. Wan Qian nodded. So, the medical equipment from the Wang family was bought? Of course. Wu Feng nodded. Okay, let's equip our hospital with them. Wan Qian smiled at Wu Feng. Don't worry about the money. Sister won't shortchange you. Wu Feng smiled and said, money or no money, it doesn't matter. I want you to help me sell these medical devices. Me? Wan Qian was taken aback, looking surprised at Wu Feng. Yes. Wu Feng nodded. I'm an outsider in the medical industry, and eldest sister is at most half an insider. You're the authority. Don't flatter me. Wan Qian rolled her eyes at Wu Feng. Wu Feng continued, you know a lot of people, so I can only rely on you to help me sell these medical devices. Gu Xian Sheng nodded. Brother Feng has picked up a bargain. Just do it, as long as you don't lose money. Yeah. Wu Feng nodded repeatedly. Okay. Wan Qian smiled. There are many hospitals in the city that haven't updated their equipment yet. With a lower price, the sales volume won't be bad. Great. Wu Feng smiled. When it's done, I'll give you a big red envelope. Just one big red envelope? Wan Qian immediately became unhappy. Wu Feng hurriedly changed his words, the medical equipment for your hospital will be provided for free. That's more like it. Wan Shen laughed at this time. The housekeeper called out, "Dinner is ready. Let's eat." The sisters and Wu Feng quickly sat down at the table to prepare for dinner. The sisters chatted until late at night and stayed overnight. The next morning, they each went busy with their own work. In the afternoon, the idle Wu Feng rode his motorcycle with Su Shanyan and ran along the mountain road, looking very chic. Around 10 o'clock at night, Wu Feng suddenly received a call from Yi Xiaozhu. "Hey, brother Feng, there's trouble at the bar. Can you come over?" Chapter 150, Incident at the Bamboo Grove Bar. What's the matter? Wu Feng, seated on his own sofa, hastily sat up. Yi Xiaozhu shook her head. "I hadn't reached the bar yet when the waiter suddenly informed me that the bar had been vandalized." "What?" Wu Feng's complexion changed. "I'm on my way there now." Yi Xiaozhu said, "You should come over too." "Alright, I'll come right away." Wu Feng nodded. "What's going on?" Su Shanyan, already changed into her pajamas, stood at the foot of the stairs on the second floor. "The bar has encountered trouble, I'm going to check it out." Wu Feng stood up, grabbing his helmet from the coffee table. "Then, I'll go with you." Su Shanyan volunteered. Originally, Wu Feng didn't want Su Shanyan involved in these matters. However, there had been dangers when he had left Su Shanyan at home before. "Fine, hurry and change your clothes," Wu Di said. "Okay." Su Shanyan nodded, hastily running back to her room, not even bothering to close the door. Standing on the ground floor, Wu Feng watched as Su Shanyan unabashedly changed clothes in her room. "Oops." Wu Feng tapped his forehead. "Shanyan, could you please close the door when changing clothes?" "Oh." Su Shanyan nodded, only then realizing she wasn't dressed and that Wu Feng was looking this way instantly. Su Shanyan's cheeks flushed red with embarrassment. "I didn't see anything." Wu Feng hastily shook his head, feeling a bit embarrassed himself. But he had to admit, Su Shanyan's figure was truly impressive. Shameless. Su Shanyan slammed the door shut fiercely. After a while, Su Shanyan emerged from the room again, now wearing a riding suit. "I'm going." Wu Feng was taken aback. "Where did you get this outfit?" "Obviously, I bought it," Su Shanyan said, tossing another set of clothes to Wu Feng. "This is for you, the size shouldn't be too different, hurry and change." "Quite professional." Wu Feng chuckled as he unfolded the clothes. Indeed, it was a riding suit, very handsome. "Hurry up and change." Su Shanyan hugged herself, standing upstairs, looking coldly at him. "I have to go back to my room to change," Wu Feng said. "Why are you so hesitant? Are you not a man?" Su Shanyan rolled her eyes. "Act a bit boldly, will you?" "Fine." Wu Feng didn't hesitate either, immediately stripping off his clothes and putting on the riding suit. Su Shanyan's eyes widened, staring at Wu Feng's abs. "Still looking? Let's go." Wu Feng also rolled his eyes at her, clearly retaliating for her catching him peeking just now. "Let's go." Su Shanyan smiled, bouncing down the stairs, grabbing Wu Feng's hand, and heading out on the motorcycle. This time, Su Shanyan was driving the motorcycle, with Wu Feng sitting behind, holding onto her tightly. "Why are you holding me so tightly?" Su Shanyan shouted through her helmet. Wu Feng said, "Your riding skills are not good, I'm afraid of falling off." "Then why are you grabbing my chest?" Su Shanyan roared. "Really?" Wu Feng awkwardly laughed, only now realizing he had grabbed the wrong part. "You naughty boy, shameless." Su Shanyan's face turned crimson. After about 15 minutes, the two arrived at the Bamboo Grove bar. As they entered the bar, they saw it was in utter chaos. Yi Xiaozhu was busy organizing the staff to clean up the mess, spinning around in a flurry. "Feng Ge, you're here." Yi Xiaozhu hurried over to Wu Feng as he arrived. "Wondering where He Ming is?" Wu Feng asked. "He's off today, I haven't contacted him yet," Yi Xiaozhu replied. Wu Feng nodded. Originally, he wanted to question He Ming about what had happened and why he wasn't there. But upon reflection, He Ming was also human, he needed rest, he couldn't possibly stay at the bar 24/7. However, now that the bar was in trouble, his vacation naturally couldn't continue. Wu Feng immediately called He Ming, "Come to the bar." "Alright, I'm on my way." He Ming on the other end of the phone, without a word wasted, arrived at the scene with his men shortly thereafter. Upon entering the bar, He Ming was dumbfounded. What in the world happened here? Yi Xiaozhu shook her head. I have no idea. I only heard from the on-duty waiter that a group of thugs barged in this afternoon and started wreaking havoc. I'm sorry, Master Fong, I failed. He Ming looked at Wu Fong with a face full of shame. It's all right. Wu Fong patted his shoulder. Don't blame yourself too much. Su Xianyan asked, has the bar recently offended anyone? No. Yi Xiaozhu shook her head. Business has been good lately, and there haven't been any troublemakers. This is strange. Su Xianyan remarked, who would randomly vandalize our bar? Yi Xiaozhu asked, Fengge, should we call the police? No need. Wu Fong shook his head. Since the bar hasn't provoked anyone, it must be one of my enemies causing trouble. Wu Fong had many enemies, with the top one being the Lou family. However, the Lou family wouldn't dare vandalize his bar, and besides, they were currently keeping a low profile. After some consideration, there was only one person left, Huerbi. This person was erratic. He had suffered a setback at the auction yesterday, so it was highly likely he sought revenge. Wu Fong asked He Ming, do you have Huerbi's number? I do. He Ming nodded, immediately taking out his phone and calling Huerbi on the spot. Hello, who's this? Huerbi's arrogant voice came through. Wu Fong took the phone, getting straight to the point. I'm Wu Fong. Did you smash up my place? Ha ha ha. Huerbi burst into laughter. You guessed right, it was me. What are you going to do about it? You've got guts. Wu Fong was furious, not expecting him to admit it so blatantly. Huerbi shouted, let me tell you, I've got plenty of guts. I just can't stand you. What kind of man are you, still relying on Xiao Feng to cover for you? Wu Fong sneered, it seems like you're not convinced, huh? Exactly. Huerbi said, I just can't accept it. If you have the guts, don't call Xiao Feng, let's settle this man to man, let's see who's tougher. Fine. Wu Fong nodded, send me your location, I'll come find you right now. I'll let you know what kind of person Wu Fong really is. Alright, I'll be waiting for you. Huerbi yelled arrogantly. After hanging up, Wu Fong tossed the phone directly to He Ming. Was it Huerbi? He Ming asked him. Yeah. Wu Fong nodded, get our people together, don't call Xiao Feng, and don't involve the O family's people. Understood, I'll call our own people. He Ming nodded, immediately picking up his phone to make calls. Wu Fong sat angrily at the bar counter, grabbing a bottle of undamaged liquor, twisting off the cap, and pouring it straight down his throat. He detested being called a freeloader. Back when he was a son-in-law, he could tolerate it. But now, having established himself in society, did he still need to rely on women? Absolutely not. At yesterday's auction, if it weren't for Xiao Feng's arrival, Wu Fong could have dealt with Huerbi just fine. But this Huerbi was obviously not convinced, and he was the type who wouldn't give up until he saw the coffin. Since that was the case, how could Wu Fong still give him face? And now Huerbi was in his bar. You see, Wu Fong had poured a lot of effort into this bar. This was also Yi Xiaozhu's life's work. Huerbi undoubtedly had touched a sore spot with Wu Fong. In short, this was going to end it. Chapter 151, Furious Beating of Huerbi. Half an hour later, numerous social vehicles gathered at the entrance of the Bamboo Grove bar. The first person to get off was De Fei, now a staunch follower of Wu Fong. After mingling with He Ming, his status in the underworld had soared. Minggu, Fong Yi. De Fei asked, what happened? Wu Fong said, our place got smashed. Damn. De Fei was stunned, glancing at the devastated bar. He Ming asked, are all the brothers here? De Fei nodded, most of them are here, probably around 200. Good. Wu Fong nodded, let's head straight to Huerbi's nightclub. Okay. De Fei nodded, quickly rushing out of the bar to gather the guys waiting on the roadside. At the same time, Wu Fong mounted his Kawasaki H2R. As soon as the motorcycle started, Su Xianyan straddled it, wrapping her arms around Wu Feng's waist. She nestled herself against his back. Wu Fong turned his head and said, Xianyan, don't mess around. What are you doing coming along for this? Su Xianyan smiled, why can't I come? It's just a fight. Since so many people are going, why should I be afraid of watching? If you come, I'll have to look after you. Wu Fong shook his head, somewhat unwillingly. Do I need you to look after me? Su Xianyan rolled her eyes. I've also been practicing a bit recently. Your skills are only good enough to handle small fries. Wu Fong teased unkindly. Su Xianyan pouted unhappily, holding onto Wu Feng's waist tightly. I'm scared I only feel safe when I'm with you. That was essentially a woman's trump card, impossible to refute. Wu Fong didn't say anything more, just nodded. Fine, I'll take you. But I'll be keeping you close from now on, so you don't get lost. He. Su Xianyan giggled, her cheeks turning slightly red, then she rested her head against Wu Feng's back. Let's go. Wu Fong waved his hand, and all the motorcycles and private cars set off one after another. In the late night on the road, 8 or 9 motorcycles led the way, followed by a dozen or so private cars, and nearly 100 people rushing towards Huerbi's stronghold. At this moment, Huerbi was sitting in the hall of the nightclub. This time, Huerbi was well prepared. Not only did he hang a closed sign outside the door, but inside the nightclub, it was filled with his men, totaling 300 to 500 on all floors. Wu Fong was formidable, but could he deal with so many people? To prevent a tragedy like Tang Long's from happening, Huerbi had even prepared to scatter caltrops as long as Wu Fong dared to ride a motorcycle in, the tires would be punctured, and the motorcycle would stall. Huerbi turned to ask, San Pao, is everything ready over there? Everything's ready, big brother, don't worry. Hu San Pao smiled. Good. Huerbi nodded in satisfaction. At this moment, the roar of countless car engines outside the nightclub could be heard. A little brother guarding the entrance shouted, Boss, Wu Fong and his people are here. Let's go. Huerbi jumped up, leading a swarm of brothers out of the nightclub. At this time, Wu Feng's large motorcycle had already arrived at the entrance of the nightclub, and the following vehicles had also arrived. Wu Fong took off his helmet, stepped off the motorcycle, and told Su Xianyan, the engine's still running. If anything happens, ride the motorcycle and leave by yourself. Okay. Su Xianyan nodded, don't worry. I won't hold you back. Wu Fong nodded, then, holding his helmet, he approached the entrance of the nightclub, while He Ming and around 100 brothers quickly gathered behind him. Huerbi smirked, lighting a cigarette. You've got guts to come here. Wu Fong didn't waste words, advancing directly and smashing his helmet towards Huerbi. Thud. The helmet hit Huerbi's head, instantly leaving him dazed. Huerbi's lackeys were also stunned. No one had expected Wu Fong to be so straightforward, not saying a word before attacking. Get him! Someone shouted, and both sides quickly erupted into a chaotic fight. Scream! The entire entrance of the nightclub was filled with shouts. The two sides' forces intertwined, swinging all sorts of weapons at each other. Huerbi was in a sorry state, directly being dragged out of the crowd by Wu Fong and beaten up. Wu Feng's side directly blocked the entrance of the nightclub, fighting ensued, and cars clashed. Although Huerbi had many people, they were all crowded at the entrance of the nightclub and couldn't break through. In just 10 minutes of fighting, Huerbi's head was smashed into a mess like a rotten watermelon. **CK your mother. Huerbi roared. Without a second word, He Ming directly pulled out his military knife and stabbed it into Huerbi's thigh. Ah! Huerbi screamed in agony, the sound was truly horrifying. Soon, He Ming's knife was held against Huerbi's neck. Stop it all! Wu Fong roared. The crowd in the melee all turned towards Wu Fong, seeing Huerbi with a knife to his neck. The crowd parted, Huerbi's men retreated into the nightclub, and Wu Feng's men gathered around him. Boss, are you okay? Let go of our boss. Wu Fong, don't be too arrogant. Huerbi's lackeys shouted frantically. Wu Fong shouted, what the **CK are you barking for? If you're not convinced, come up and see if Huerbi will live or die. In an instant, Huerbi's lackeys fell silent. If someone else had a knife against Huerbi's neck, not even his own men would fear, let alone Huerbi himself. But if the person was Wu Fong, then they had to consider it carefully. Because in the underworld, everyone called Wu Fong a lunatic. No one doubted that Wu Fong would kill Huerbi. Huerbi wiped the blood-soaked face. Wu Fong, you **king. Smack! Wu Fong slapped Huerbi's face. You! Smack! 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 Wu Fong delivered 3 more resounding slaps, leaving Huerbi disoriented. Enjoy smashing up my place? Wu Fong questioned Huerbi. Huerby roared, enjoy. Put. Without hesitation, He Ming inserted his military knife into Huerby's shoulder. Ah! Huerby let out a ghostly scream, trembling all over. Even Huerby's lackeys couldn't stand firmly on their feet. This Wu Fong was not just ordinary madness. Wu Fong didn't say a word, just marched towards the nightclub. Huerby's lackeys dared not approach and retreated one after another. In this way, Wu Fong led his men straight into the nightclub, while Huerby's men all retreated into a corner. Pulling up a chair, Wu Fong poured himself a glass of wine, smiling at Huerby. You backed out at the auction, and now you're still backing out of a fight offline. What's up with that? You. Huerby gritted his teeth, his whole body covered in wounds, unable to speak out of anger. De Fei spoke up, Fong Yi, you're overestimating this Huerby too much. I thought he was tough, but who knew he'd be such a coward in the end? You're the F***king coward, your whole family is. Huerby shouted angrily. Being humiliated by Wu Fong was bad enough, but now, his lackeys even dared to step on him? This was disrespecting him, Huerby, as a person. Chapter 152, Whose is this? Wu Fong chuckled and exchanged a knowing glance with De Fei beside him. De Fei nodded and rushed forward, delivering a swift kick directly to the crotch of Huerby. Ah! Huerby let out a heart-wrenching scream. Boom boom boom. De Fei's fists mercilessly pounded on Huerby's head. Huerby pointed at De Fei, you. Smack. De Fei backhandedly delivered a slap across Huerby's face. Damn it, what's wrong with hitting you? You're just a prisoner beneath the stairs now. De Fei arrogantly remarked, knowing that these few punches thrown at Huerby today would be talked about in the realm for the next 7 or 8 years. Suddenly, Huerby surrendered. All right, I yield. Surrendered? Wu Fong inquired. I yield. Huerby nodded, tears welling up in the corners of his eyes. He had no choice but to yield now, unable to defeat Wu Fong. Humph. Wu Fong coldly snorted, smash it. Yes. De Fei roared, leading the charge to vandalize the place. Huerby's lackeys stood dumbfounded in place, unsure whether to move or not. The nightclub, which had cost millions to decorate, was reduced to rubble within just 10 minutes. Wu Fong turned around and said slowly, I won't kill you this time. But if there's a next time, I won't mind accompanying you to play again. With that said, Wu Fong left the nightclub, riding his motorcycle with Su Xianyan. Meanwhile, He Ming stabbed another knife into the other side of Huerby's shoulder. Ah! Huerby screamed once again. Boom! He Ming kicked Huerby into the wine pool and left the scene with his men in haste. Boss! Boss, are you alright? Boss, wake up! The henchman rushed up, quickly helping Huerby up and sending him directly to the hospital. The next morning, Huerby woke up in the hospital bed. He was wearing a patient gown, wrapped all over in bandages. Hu Sanpao stood by the bedside. Boss, you're awake? Damn, I almost lost my life. Huerby shook his head as he spoke, feeling aggrieved and wanting to cry. The doctor said you've passed the critical period. Hu Sanpao smiled, the job is done. Really? Huerby was extremely excited, wanting to sit up, but the wound hurt too much, so he obediently lay back down. Hu Sanpao took out a folder and smiled. We found him at Wu Feng's villa. He left the contract under the coffee table, completely unguarded. Ha ha ha. Huerby burst into laughter. Well done. Hu Sanpao said, everything was handled according to your instructions, perfectly. Wu Feng will definitely not trace it back to us. Ha ha ha. Huerby laughed again, flipping through the folder. After confirming everything was in order, he immediately called Lu Balala. Lu Balala was surprised to receive Huerby's call and hurried to the hospital. The moment he pushed open the door, Huerby said, Balala, your stuff, here you go. Trembling, Lu Balala took the contract with excitement. Is it done? Of course. Huerby nodded, a miserable smile on his face. How did you get these injuries? Lu Balala asked. Wu Feng did it. Huerby said, almost lost my life trying to get the contract for you. True brother. Lu Balala was extremely excited, tightly holding Huerby's hand and sending a photo to their elder brother, Lu Tianchen. Elder brother, Huerby has sorted out the contract. I'll burn it now, eliminating any future troubles for you. Lu Balala quickly sent a voice message afterward. Great, fantastic. Lu Tianchen replied instantly. Without further ado, Lu Balala burned the contract on the spot. Huerbi smiled and extended his hand, saying, Balala, my share should be intact, right? Definitely. Lu Balala patted his shoulder and said, I'll transfer the money to you now, wait for it. Waiting for your good news. Huerbi smiled. Take care of your health, the medical expenses will be covered by our Lu family. After saying this, Lu Balala left the ward briskly. Xiao Longwan was waiting outside the ward and overheard their conversation clearly. Is it done? Xiao Longwang asked Lu Balala. Absolutely. Lu Balala nodded, walking and saying, didn't expect Huerbi to have some skills. Ha ha ha. Xiao Longwan laughed. Huerbi's performance indeed exceeded his expectations. After leaving the hospital, the two immediately went to see Lu Tianchen, planning the next step to deal with Wu Fong. Meanwhile, Wu Fong was at home continuously searching for something. What are you looking for? Su Xianyan, sitting on the sofa watching TV, asked lazily, legs crossed, wearing a long nightgown, her legs exposed. I can't find my contract. Wu Fong said. Really? Su Xianyan said, where did you put it? Just under the coffee table. Wu Fong bent down, searching under the coffee table. He didn't find the contract, but accidentally saw Su Xianyan's exposed legs along the edge of the table. Still can't find it? Su Xianyan didn't notice Wu Fong and leisurely shifted her legs. Your exposed legs are quite charming. Wu Fong suddenly spoke up. Ah! Su Xianyan screamed, quickly covering her skirt and closing her legs, her face turning red. You rascal, where are you looking? Wu Fong shook his head helplessly. Can't you wear more when at home? I'm a young man in the prime of life. Shameless. Su Xianyan rolled her eyes. Embarrassed, Wu Fong said, it's always like this, it makes me uncomfortable. Su Xianyan pouted, then smiled. What, can't you handle it? Two can handle it. Wu Fong felt awkward. Ha ha ha. Su Xianyan suddenly giggled, covering her mouth. You're still laughing, hurry up and help me find it. Wu Fong said impatiently. You brat, how about sleeping with your sister tonight? Su Xianyan smirked at Wu Fong, extending her beautiful legs toward him. Smack! Wu Fong slapped her foot. This thing is very important, stop fooling around. Wu Fong shook his head helplessly. How important is it? Su Xianyan asked puzzled, is it worth a lot of money? Worth several billion. Wu Fong said. What? Su Xianyan immediately sat up straight, several billion, then hurry up and find it. After saying that, Su Xianyan hurriedly helped Wu Fong search for the contract. But after searching the living room, they found nothing. Could it be in your room? Su Xianyan suggested. Let's check. Wu Fong nodded, and the two entered the room. After another search, they found nothing, but Su Xianyan unexpectedly found a vibrator. Oh my god? Su Xianyan was stunned. Why do you have this thing? Wu Fong also looked embarrassed. What's this? It's not mine. Really not yours? Su Xianyan laughed. If it's not yours, why is it in your room?